So now my midground is actually just this collection of objects right here, the books and the support post. All right, as before, I'm going to start with the objects that are closest to me. Now here's an opportunity, as I mentioned at the top of this lesson, where I'm going to manipulate the objects that are in this scene to make it a little more interesting. If you look at the reference, you can see that there's a big stack of books that are all lying horizontally, and it just presents these white, kind of not very detailed or very interesting objects. So I'm going to manipulate the objects in my scene visually. Underneath this countertop, on the first shelf is it looks like some kind of a flyer advertising an upcoming event. That's more interesting to me because of the contrast between the black border and that white paper that it's clipped to. I'm going to move that up to the top of the shelf where it's more visible. That does a couple of things. It gives me a little more contrast and a little more detail up here on the top of the shelf, and it also saves me from having to draw all those relatively uninteresting books. There's a little clip right here that's holding that flyer that I mentioned. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about the print or the details that are on it. That'll be indicated later with wash or with hatching. I just want to indicate these major objects. There's a book up here with some kind of a metallic brace holding it up, and it's sitting on a stack of books. And then off to the side, again, I'm simplifying what I'm seeing. You can convey the idea that this is a bookstore and we're surrounded by books with much fewer than we actually see. All right, we've put enough detail on the top of that shelf, and now we're ready to draw in this important post that, as I mentioned already, nicely divides our drawing up with a marker right on the golden mean there. I want to indicate that this is actually like an I-beam. It's got some surface concavities and details. There, that looks pretty good. Now let's put the surface of the table that they're resting on. And there's this nice little recessed nook in here. I want to make sure to include that. So even though I did not draw horizon lines and vanishing points and perspective guides, you can see that I am paying attention to, in general, some of the lines that would have been indicated that way. But because I'm just doing this very loose, it's a little bit more whimsical, a little more playful, a little cartoony, and that's okay, because that relieves a lot of the stress of me feeling that I need to be super accurate and really careful. So here's an example of why I cheated a little bit and included these lines on the back of this chair, even though they're not technically contours, because it reminds me, as I'm drawing these down, it's easy to get confused in these kind of ladder steps, which is solid and which is space. So now that I have these little reminders, it makes it a little easier. Now, it wouldn't be a big disaster if I made a mistake and drew across those. Let's put a couple of books inside there. I see some books leaning up against this edge and maybe another one right in there.